Hello, producer. Welcome now to Astro Extra, Uranus and Aries. We're at a very exciting time with this major transition. Big year in 2011 as we tape, although Uranus been in Aries for 7 years, so this video might be live for 7 years. But nonetheless, it's a very exciting time. We're going to talk about today what Uranus is, what Aries is, and what the transition will be. In fact, make sure you watch the introduction video because I get more specific there about what the Uranus vibration is and what the Aries vibration is in their purity. But before we talk about Uranus and Aries, let's review Uranus in Pisces, shall we? Uranus is the innovation vibration. Pisces is how we connect to God consciousness. And Pisces, for the Taurus race, is the way they relate to society. When it comes to your context in society, you're kind of Jesus-like. That's the way Tauruses are. They like to be compassionate, loving, sensitive people in the world. They are the last knights in shining armor. In some regards, the last chivalrous soul in some regards. It's that Pisces in the 11th that does that for Tauruses. And from 2003 to 2010, Tauruses innovated their context consciousness. Now, context consciousness is a state of spiritual awareness that does nothing but monitor you in the context of something else. So who am I in this room? Who am I in this company? Who am I in this family? Who am I in this country? Who am I in this working class? Who am I on this earth? Right? Who am I in these contexts? And how do these contexts reflect who I am? Ideally, what you want to do is, by law of attraction and otherwise, you want a context that is a reflection of who you are. And before Uranus went through this area of consciousness, it was likely that you were hanging out with people or in situations that did not reflect the rest of your soul. So in 2003, when Uranus entered into Pisces, Tauruses were hanging out with the wrong crowd. They were maybe not at the social status that they wanted. They were maybe not, by social status, by the way, I mean whatever that society terms as a status. So in the United States, money is a status, unfortunately. Our educational level is a status, fortunately. We should put status on education. But nonetheless, in 2003, wherever you were in the world, where you were in your family, where you were in your company, where you were with your friends, they were not a reflection of who you were or maybe who you were becoming. So in the last 7 years, Uranus has continually pushed you to keep trying different contexts. All right? You might have found yourself touring around the world or the country or the bar scene or wherever your world or society is, trying to find where you, quote, fit in. In some cases, like myself, I realized there was no place on earth that I fit in, and so I created Soul Garden and let the people who identify with me come to me. That happens too. And I'm actually glad I did that because I still haven't found a pocket of people in a small town like Soul Garden. So in some cases, you created a world. You defined your world. And now with Uranus leaving Pisces, you are well on your way to who you're supposed to be in the world. In a big picture, too, I think the universe was sending Tauruses to their proper sphere of influence in this last 7 years. Tauruses are the producers, the teachers. We can't help but look around and see things that needs to get done, right? That's an obsession we have. Like, oh my gosh, you know, so-and-so really needs to get her nails done. She needs a manicure. Look at those nails. She needs a manicure. And this little kid needs to go to college. And this person needs to do that for them to be better people, right? That's what we do. We produce people, we produce things. So I think over this 7 years, Uranus put you in touch with the people that need your soul service the most, and the ones that would benefit from your soul service the most. So look where you are in the world today. Look where you were in the world in 2003. That is the arc of Uranus's innovative energy and work. Now comes Uranus and Aries. Now, Aries, first of all, is a consciousness that we draw our strength from, our courage from, and our ability to act. You know, there's always a side of us that goes, okay, because I can act if this happens. I can act if that happens. It's really where we get our courage, all right? And for Tauruses, Tauruses get their courage and their strength from their subconscious. That's right. When it comes to your subconscious, when it comes to your connection to God universe, you are an Aries, which means that Tauruses are really cocky and self-centered about their spiritual relationship to God. And this is the part of you, I think, that people draw from, oh my God, you're so stubborn, you won't even open your mind for anything. You know, Tauruses, I think, have that reputation because your relationship to your inner self is rock solid. That's what gives you the strength to be the tent pole or to be that strong grounding force for other people in the world, is that rock solid Aries subconscious. And being rock solid also means that it doesn't want to change very much. So this next 7 years might be somewhat difficult for Tauruses, not because you are unwilling to grow or change, but because the nature of your subconscious is to hold tight, not to change. So this particular transformation is going against your natural sensibilities. And I think Tauruses are going to be in pockets or periods of feeling uncomfortable in this change because, in essence, you are a rock at the core, and you're going to somehow continue with your outer activities in the world and swap out the rock. Kind of tough, right? Another example is kind of like lifting a house and swapping out the basement, right? Kind of tough. So I'm not going to blow smoke here and say it's going to be easy, but I do think it's going to turn into an amazing new you. So in the next 4 to 5 degrees, between 0 degree and 5 degrees of Uranus, that's where you experience the most breakdown in any transit. Those are the most volatile degrees. And mapping it out on the human calendar, this takes us up till roughly the spring-summer of 2012. So between now and 2012, the spring-summer of 2012, Tauruses can expect breakdown in areas where you lack faith. All right? Now, some of the things that keep us from having faith are the weeds in our soul garden, right? We have this haunting fear of water. I'm terrified of water. I'm terrified of water. Well, if that fear of water is preventing you from being a coast guard, or if that fear of water is preventing you from saving your child from drowning, if that fear of water is preventing you from being strong in life, you're going to get pushed in the water, says Uranus. Uranus is going to say, time to face that weed. It is debilitating your rock-solid center. You've got to face it. So you're going to be facing weeds between now and spring of 2012. These are fears. These are also self-sabotaging behaviors. Again, it depends on how old you are and where you are so far in your evolution as a soul, but these are also your self-limiting behaviors, such as if you have a real habit of, well, I always use substance abuse. If you are a big substance abuse person, and instead of facing your fears, you drink them away, this is definitely a DUI time. This is definitely a time where it's going to blow up in your face. If you're a person that cheats because you're afraid of intimacy, so you always find yourself cheating, 5 months into the relationship, she's going to catch you, or he's going to catch you, and it's going to blow up in your face. Any self-sabotaging behaviors that prevent you from having total faith in yourself, and you can't have faith in yourself if you know that you can't turn down a drink or you can't turn down a woman, right, a random woman, that corrupts your faith in yourself. Anything that corrupts your faith in yourself will likely blow up in your face between now and the summer of 2012, if it hasn't already. Jupiter has already moved through this space halfway and shined a flashlight, already giving you a forewarning of where you need to focus on faith in yourself. From the first 5 degrees onward, it's going to be a faith innovation. You're just going to keep innovating your faith and innovating your faith, which for many Tauruses means is going to be a cycle of miracles. Now, the hard way to do this, all right, is to wait for shit to hit the fan and then get on your knees and pray and pull in a miracle. That's the hard way to get faith. So, oh my God, will I make rent? Please, God, help me make rent. Oh, I did. Boom, little amount of faith. Boom, you're in trouble and you had faith. So the hard way to do this is to let your life keep getting into a box or into a corner, and then you seek God. God pulls through, of course, and then you have faith. The easy way to do this transit is to continually be praying all the time. Continually saying to the universe, make me better, make me stronger, I want to believe myself more. To be proactive about your spiritual connection to yourself, to be proactive about your connection to your highest self. If you're proactive about your spirituality, then you will not have to be reactive from the breakdown. It's really your choice. Either way, you will have faith by the end of it, by either going through hell and high water or by being proactive and trying and putting yourself out there and pushing your own envelope. Completely up to you. But in 7 years, you should be in a place where you are rock solid and have incredible faith. The experiences you went through in that 7-year period will lead to you having great faith in yourself and in life. And this will, of course, lead to the next transit, which will be Uranus in Taurus. Now, won't that be interesting? All right, Taurus, that's all I have for Uranus and Aries. If you need a little help, talk to an Aries. They just went through this faith transit in the last 7 years. And I'll be back from time to time as planets shift signs. Until then, Bull, live, love, be.
So God